Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Malone Downloader Kayak Carrier here on our 2015 Subaru Forester. Now if you guys are starting to get into kayaking, kayak carriers are definitely going to be very helpful with this J style as well. What's going to be great about it, you are going to be able to fold this down. It's not going to be a fixed point, so you're going to get a lot of versatility with this carrier as well. Now it is going to be doing a good job of holding most of everything we need up on here. As you can see, it does come with a tie-down kit to start holding everything in. And I actually do kind of like this guy. The cam buckle system works great, and you are getting just a nice little pad on the back end to prevent any kind of damage to our kayak. The straps themselves are pretty long too. You can see we have a little bit of extra strap here. Now, if you had a very extremely large kayak, I might be starting to look at these straps and maybe go, maybe they're just a little too short. However, for most of our standard kayaks, I don't think we're gonna have too many issues at all. I think this guy is pretty wide as well. You will notice too, it does come with bow and stern straps, and those are gonna be fundamental to make sure that we actually get our kayak to where we're gonna go without any kind of dangers or hazards. Now with this load assist at the front too, well, not a full load assist, but as you can see, this kind of like plastic mount here. What's gonna be great about it, we are gonna be able to get our kayak up on here and shift it into our carrier. The Forester is a little tall, I'm about 6'1", so you can see it's already kind of above my head, so that's definitely something we want to keep in mind. Now if we are if we are starting to get heavier and heavier kayaks, having a harder time of getting up above, we can go ahead and pick up a T-Los load assist as well from Malone. And what that does makes it really easy to clamp onto these kind of holes right here. And that way we have an entire rail system to help us get that kayak up onto our carrier. However, definitely not going to be too bad for us to get most of our kayaks up on here with no trouble. Let's go ahead and start taking a closer look. Well, as you mentioned, this is going to come with a bow and stern strap, as you can see. I want to go ahead and show you guys how we have this in here today. Go ahead and sneak this guy to the side, just to give us a quick little look. So you can see this is going to be right here on this mount. It does come with a little S hook here, so it makes it really easy to kind of hook in anywhere we need to. However, I think they start kind of falling off. As you can see, we only have really one tie down point here in the Forester for ourselves, so luckily we have that right on the corner. This metal hook is going to want to start rubbing up against the sides of these. As you can see a little bit, we're going to have just a little bit of contact. However, not going to be too crazy here on it. And what's nice about this too, and the front too, we will have the same kind of thing. Underneath the hood, gonna have a lot of good frame contacts for ourselves. Now, if you don't have a good point in your hatch here as well, and maybe as you saw, it is a little hard to get this door open, you could try to find somewhere underneath, maybe on your frame or your hitch. However, nice that we can go ahead and open this up. You will notice too, as I have this hatch open, it doesn't make contact with our kayak carrier. And these tie downs can get a little bit in the way to make this kind of open, but as you saw, as long as we're pulling off to the side and reset it when we're done, I don't think we're gonna have any issue. So I've gone ahead and removed our bow and stern straps, and now I just wanna go ahead and actually remove the straps that are holding us to our carrier. I do wanna point out the position that we have these straps in. If you'll notice, we have two straps coming across the kayak that are now pressing up against it, pushing it into the back of our carrier and the ground towards our roof. Why we want to do that? We want to make sure all of our pressure is going on the inside. Don't want this tilting, of course, and especially as we go down the road, we want all of our contact to be holding it in. You will notice these straps are coming across the top. We have one of our cam buckle hanging right here, and then our extra strap is coming across underneath our roof bar system, through our carrier, into both of our mounting points here, and back into our cam buckle. As you can see, this does a good job of holding this in here, making sure we have all that contact. It becomes really easy to remove by pressing in our teeth and simply pulling this through. To our side. Now we are actually free for our kayak, and I just like to go ahead and take this down the whole way. And that way our cam buckle is out of the way for our takedown. I have my straps removed. I want to go ahead and actually get my kayak off. To do so, I want to actually utilize the carrier itself. I find it really easy to go ahead and try to get this weight kind of swung to myself. So I actually want to bring this guy towards me. To do so, I want to push that underside closer to the end of the carrier. You're going to see the kayak's going to want to tilt towards me. And then I want to start utilizing this load assist here at the front and kind of get that set, get underneath it, and walk it off. So I've gone ahead and hopped up just to give us a closer look at our carrier. Again, we have that nice little load assist at the front here. And you'll notice these little foam blockers here. Now personally, I'm not the biggest fan of these foam blockers. I think a couple of the other carriers have a bit better protection for our kayak. However, it is going to be doing a good job. It's not going to be hard rubber or anything. It is going to be that nice kind of marine foam to make sure that we're not having any kind of friction there. And I think what can really help is making sure that those straps are nice and condensed, and that way we are just kind of utilizing our back post as well. As you can see here, we are going to have nice foam blockers though on the top mount here. These Malone kind of covers as well can be easily taken off to be cleaned, and they do a good job of protecting our foam on the inside there. I think this guy might see a little bit more tougher time in the weather if we don't have these covers on, so I definitely recommend having them, as they'll increase the longevity of those foam blockers as well, so they don't start breaking down. On the top here, you'll notice too, we have this little plastic clip at the top. Now, I actually really like this guy. It makes our mounting a lot easier. A lot of times on these carriers, when you start throwing your straps through, an issue you run into is they always want to fall down the side, and then they become really kind of a problem to actually grab. What's nice, we can go ahead, kind of keep it at the top here, and then we just hang our strap to the side. And when I want to go to add my kayak, all I have to do is grab them and bring them around my kayak, and they're not dropping on me. I'm not fighting it the whole time. It actually is a huge advantage that I really do like about the downloader. You will notice too, as you mentioned, it is adjustable. So we are having this height, as you guys can see, from the top of our roof bar here to the top of our cradle, puts us right under 20 inches there, so about 19 3/4. From the top of our roof though, it's putting us right at 23 inches with that plastic clip in that position, putting us right at 23 1/8. With it further up, just in case we're going through the drive-thrus and it's sticking up, it is going to put us about 23 3/4 to the top there. But we can quickly shorten that down. One thing that's nice about this as well, you are having this integrated teeth system to actually move it. And what's nice is you only have one lever to actually release the entire thing, as you can see. Now I can go ahead, get this down in this position, like so. As you can see, I think our biggest problem here is actually going to be at this point here now, or our highest point. Shouldn't see a biggest problem. It's just going to be our highest point of contact, putting us right at 10 1/4 inches there to the top of our post. Definitely shaving down a lot of that length. I don't think we're gonna have any problem parking this in the garage, going through any drive-thrus of that kind of nature. Nice that we can actually leave this on here. Talking about leaving it on here, well, how do we get it on? Well, on the underside, we actually have this kind of hinge mount on the bottom. This flange just simply opens up by us turning these knobs, and it's gonna go ahead and release this whole system quickly and easily. And these can be just a little bit of a bother. I can imagine if your hands are a little cold too, might be a little tougher just having to, handle this hard plastic. I'm just being careful so I don't ding our top of our car here. As you can see, that's gonna go ahead and expose those mounts. I can go ahead and get that flange off, and I can remove this from the top of our vehicle. Now, keep in mind, another issue I have with this guy is that we don't have a good security measure other than taking this off and putting it in our vehicle. Now, that definitely doesn't hurt us, but if you are finding yourself to go a lot on the weekends and you're really struggling to have, an easy time of, or that headache of worrying about it all the time, I might recommend picking up the Yakima J-Lo. It is gonna have a locking core compatible carrier, so if that's something that you're really worried about, definitely go ahead and check that guy out. However, it's quickly and easily able to just pop this off, toss it in our car, and get on with our kayaking. Well, as you guys saw, the downloader definitely has a lot of great features that start setting it way up in my mind. Definitely gonna make our kayak experience that much more enjoyable. I like how easy these are to put on, especially with us not having to have a lock or not being able to put on a lock. It's nice that we can quickly take that off and put it in our vehicle if we are worried about losing it. It is nice too that we do have that folding style to make sure we can get in the garage without having to take them off. And also, I think those foam paddings are gonna do a good job protecting our kayak. With a 75-pound capacity too, we are gonna get most of our kayaks up on here. As you start pushing that weight, it's really gonna be nice to start using this downloader position, and especially if we need to pick up that load assist, it can really start helping us make our experience that much more enjoyable. Well, I think that about does it for a look at the Malone Downloader Kayak Carrier here on our 2015 Subaru Forester. I'm Bobby, thank you for watching.